They've done a nice job getting the Eastern Conference Finals. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum with 30 and 28 respectively. LeBron James and Anthony Davis combined for 48. Big game. AD had 25 after 3, so 2 in the fourth. But LeBron, 7 points in that fourth quarter after not scoring in Detroit just a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, he made sure that wasn't going to happen again. And down the stretch, hit some big threes, 2 in a row. Gave him a big lift, and, LeBron's going to do what he has to do to win. I thought he did a good job of finding AD, finding the right people, letting Schroeder do his thing when he had to. It's good leadership by LeBron down the stretch.
Yeah, for all the panickers out there, the Lakers had lost 2 in a row. People were saying, oh, they could finish, with a rough record on this road trip. If they beat Atlanta on Monday, they will finish 5-2 on a trip that's going to include Milwaukee, Philly, and Boston, all on the road. It's a strong performance by AD tonight.
Yeah, I think, Brez, it just comes from just a little bit of that, the riding this little up and down roller coaster right now, looking good at sometimes, struggling at others. But they found a way to win on the road in Boston. That's always a great win in my eyes. Let's hear from Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike and the media on Zoom.
Hey, Frank, what was the key to start the fourth quarter there when it seemed like you turned things around?
I think we just had great defensive energy. We try to talk about playing Laker basketball. We're really flying around on the defensive end, getting stops without fouling and getting us out on the break. I think we had a couple possessions where we were able to attack before the defense was set because we put together some stops. So this game was won the whole fourth quarter with our defense, and it's a tough place to win, so it's a good win for us.
And Frank, what were you thinking with the 9-man rotation, and how did you think that played out as the game went on?
Yeah, these are not easy things. We just felt like we're trying to get a lot of guys in there. Play a 10-man rotation with 2 guys playing 37, 38 minutes. Can be difficult for guys to get rhythm. So we just wanted to look at what a shorter rotation would look like. A couple guys have to sacrifice. Wes and Keith didn't get in there. We asked them to be pros, and the guys that did play, get a little bit extra run to get a little bit better rhythm. So, I don't know how much of a difference it made, but we were able to get the W. So we're all happy about that.
No.
Hey, Frank, you're looking a little less fuzzy now that you guys are back on the winning side of things. Back to the rotations. How much harder is that when you are dealing with veteran players like Wesley and Markieff, who were free agents this summer, obviously had options with where they would go and presumably had roles in mind? I mean, just how much harder does that make the calculus for you?
Yeah, it's the toughest part of the job, to be honest. You got guys that are really good players that deserve minutes that you don't have minutes for. It's difficult. They're tough conversations, but those 2 guys are consummate pros, and this is not something permanent. This is we lost 2 in a row. Let's get a win tonight, and go game to game from there. And we'll continue to evaluate what we got to do with our rotation to get W's.
Frank, I was just kind of wondering if you could take us in some of those final sequences, especially on offense. What were you looking for? How did the Celtics respond? And as a follow-up, that the AD was talking about the transition defense on when Kemba got the steal and was able to take it back. What happened there that prevented them from getting the easy basket?
One of the best defensive players of the year. I mean, we just run. We got a late game set that we've been running. They got us the lead in Philadelphia. And Boston guarded it a little bit better tonight, but we still were able to get AD the ball in a great spot with good space to go to work in the post. They made a strong defensive play and got a strip and had an opportunity to run out and win the game. But Alex just flies from the corner out of nowhere and gets ahead of the play, gets a deflection, slows down Brown, and then Dennis race back into the play as well. That's what we've been talking about all trip, is just improving our transition defense, that type of urgency. And obviously with the game on the line, those 2 guys getting back and get in front of the ball, both with Brown and with Kemba on that last play by Dennis, really saved the game.
And
Frank, you guys do so much film work. I'd assume that if you're ever looking for an example of how just hustle can make a difference in a game, that you pick that snippet of Alex. Can you just kind of talk a little bit more about the impact something as simple as just putting your head down and running as hard as you can make in a game like this?
Yeah, well, we talked, that's part of the play harder than your opponent identity is who's changing ends harder, who's changing ends running the floor offensively, who's sprinting back harder defensively, the sprint versus a jog mindset. Good job. I'll talk to you soon. They're all things that we preach every day, that we continue to coach and hold guys accountable for. And, quite frankly, we haven't done it well enough the first few games of this trip. But we had a pretty solid performance in that regard tonight.
Jared Dudley saying best win of the year. When Dud speaks, people listen to Champ.
Milwaukee
Next up for the Lakers.
That coming off a 2-game losing streak. Big offseason acquisitions, and they paid dividends in a big way tonight.
After another poor third quarter from the Lakers, Boston took a 7-point lead. The Lakers flipped that into a 7-point lead late in that fourth quarter. I want to show you down the stretch what happened with the Lakers clinging to a 1-point lead, big game, James. And they go to AD, and you're just going to see good Boston Celtics defense here. The strip by Kemba Walker. And look at this, Jaylen Brown and Caruso. Brown, a little more physical, gets it. Big game. You were saying if you're the Celtics, you have to get that ball to Tatum. Well, there's only 3 seconds left.
Brown's a good player, but, the guy who is a shot maker who had hit the big shot right before that was Tatum. And I think, with that much time left, when Caruso didn't get the steal, I think I might have would have looked for Tatum coming down. But, hey, Boston's a good team. They don't really look for a particular player. That's not the way Stevens coaches them. They do a good job as a team. So that was a good look he had. Can't fault him for that. Just Lakers got the lucky bounce.
Yeah, pretty wild last possession. I mean, someone get the ball and just grab it and shoot it. I mean, it was crazy down the stretch. Kemba was not having a good night. So that's definitely the guy you wanted shooting the ball if you were the Lakers. At one point, he was 1 for 9, I believe. I don't know what he finished on the night. He got a good little look. He kind of pulled back and got Schroeder away from him. It didn't happen. The big news for the Lakers, though, I thought in the third quarter, it was Boston, the kind of their unheralded guys who were doing the big things. Daniel Tice, Robert Williams. Those are the guys who are making the plays. And, of course, Jaylen and Tatum did their stuff, too. The Lakers didn't have a counter for that until that fourth quarter. Trez and Schroeder started doing their thing, kind of creating a little distance for the Lakers.
You mentioned Kemba Walker getting that last shot. It brought me back to the shot the other night from Philly in that same exact spot that, beat the Lakers. But Kemba just 1 for 12 in this game. Night. So I want to show you some fourth quarter numbers, guys. Tobias Harris that's who hit the shot for the Philadelphia 76ers. 25-17. 7 turnovers.
That's the key.
By the Lakers. The Lakers actually had 2 turnovers in that fourth quarter, and they were both late. One by LeBron falling and losing the ball out of bounds, and then the one at AD late there in the quarter. So the Lakers did a really nice job until the very end, last minute of the game.
It got a little chaotic there. What a turnaround from, again, the Detroit game. They gave up a lot of points to a not very good offense in Detroit. That fourth quarter really kind of erased whatever happened 2 days ago. 7 turnovers. That's an amazing number to force against a very good offensive team, a very precise offensive team like the Boston Celtics. LeBron definitely better tonight down the stretch. We didn't see the first part of that. Trez actually got the steal, pushed it up court, and here's, of course, Schroeder's three-point play the hard way.
For me, that was a big play, James. You needed a bucket, and it was nice to see someone not named LeBron and AD. And if you watch that whole sequence, and you'll see it on the highlights in a little bit, Schroeder called for that ball back. He went, attacked, didn't go, gave it back to LeBron, called for it back. He had the matchup with Tice that he liked, and he took him to the rack and got the and one. It was huge.
Yeah, I think Schroeder knows when he can get by someone, particularly if you give it to him in front of the defense where he can see the whole defensive, attack. He's really good at getting those angles. Someone cleared out, and he saw that right and got the and one. It was a nice play. We needed him.
Kind of nice to have